Hello, everybody. This is Danny Tulkire Hafen. Once again, we're here in Game 2 from Ottawa versus Ivern.
Yeah, how's it going, everybody? Obviously, anyone that watched that game one knows that it was a bit of a tough one for Ottawa. Maybe some changes coming in their drafts. As you can see, they're already taking away a few champions that were pretty successful from last game. So, really like to see them change up their draft and hopefully this time maybe draft a little bit more AP.
Though, once again, they are on the blue side with University of California securing themselves that final counter pick. It'll be hard to win this for Coach Freeze, and I think Coach Coachman has his number at this point in time. Once again, they also got rid of Talia and Zoe. Those were the two AP champions banned last game. Backpack will now have to dig deep, maybe go to a Cassiopeia or a Rise to get that magic damage.
Yeah, and Backpacks actually played a lot of Cassiopeia, I believe, was Wesley were showing there in the intro. So this is a champion that he's fairly familiar on, so I'd like to see him pull that out. But as they're hovering the Alistar for the first pick, and it looks like it's going to be the Aurelio once again.
And it did have potential, it did have success yesterday, but in the end they were outskilled, they had one damage source, and they got into their own minds. And so far, we have now seen the Trundle picked up, that was banned last game, as well as the counter pick, flex pick Swain, who can be played like a weaker Vladimir.
Yeah, and both of these drafts, they've even though Vladimir was more of a mid laner than a top laner in this meta, it's something you still technically can flex, and this is also another champion you still technically can flex. So they did this the last draft on the first pick phase. They picked a champion that you can still flex. So I really almost it looks like actually from Ottawa we're getting the exact same draft. If they come out with, I think they picked this. There's some
the Braum
here. Yeah, so they did pick the Braum. So I don't think they will, but I guess you never really know.
I would be fine with the Braum again. The one thing I would be afraid is if Coachman locks in Singed once again for Captain Nuke right here before the pick bans. If not, I would like to see them ban that. They didn't seem ready to play against it and the pressure it would bring.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The Singe definitely had a pretty big impact on the game. And also got out of a few cheeky yanks, dodging the Malphite ulti with the flash and sidestepping a few times. So really well played by him. So it definitely seemed like a comfort champion that was for him. So I would really like to see them take that away because Nuke performed really well last game.
So not last game, but the games of yesterday, we saw Varus go AP Varus against a Morgana support, and it was extremely effective at popping that black shield, allowing the CC to happen. If Ottawa brings another CC heavy champ into their lineup, even though Morgana is considered one of the must-pick bans, I can see it being very diminished with that unique build coming through.
Absolutely. And as we go through the second ban phase here, we are going to see Ornn taken away, and they might see an AD carry pinch here actually coming out as Ivern has not picked their ADC yet. And as we will see, we'll see the Ezreal taken away, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see another ADC taken away from Ottawa and taken away the Janna this time for Ottawa, thinking that they might pick it.
Karma's the only in the meta support that is range left that can match a Morgana since they banned the Janna, and there's that Singe band I was hoping for.
Absolutely. Getting that off the table was essential, I think. Nuke played really well on it, put him on a different champion because that most likely will be a Trundle jungle, and we're going to see a Kaylin Morgana here maybe come through, which is actually super effective if they end up locking that through.
If it's not a Nami or a Karma for Lotus, I will be shocked because they will get run down so hard bot lane without the help of the push brought by those two champions. Though Kench is not benched, there is a possibility he will be brought in for the supreme late game fights.
Definitely viable, definitely possible. I think Kench here actually wouldn't be bad, but we did see the Alistar hovered off the start, and it's insta-lock just like that. So maybe this is a comfort pick coming out of Lotus. Maybe this is him saying, listen, get me my Alistar. I know I can perform on it. Maybe coming in with a bit of confidence. And, they maybe had a bit of an engage problem last game with Jokin on the Malphite. So maybe this is Lotus taking over saying, I'm going to shot call. I'm going to pull the trigger, and I'm going to get us some engages. So I really like to see that, and I really want to see how that ends up working for them.
So normally I don't condone tankless teams, but with the semi-tankiness of Yolkin and Backpack, with the ultimate of Lotus as well, they are tanky enough, but none of their tankiness comes from stacking armor, magic resist. Oh, it looks like Twitch is causing a buffer. I might have to reset my Twitch stream. Here it comes through. We're still live, or as live as it's going to let me be. Thank you for your patience, everybody. But what I was going to say is, with subjugation from Young Bin's Trundle, it will be diminished in effectiveness since there is no plain super tank on the other team. And I think they can make something happen here. And Captain Nuke has brought in the Reknin. That is really exciting for me. Bruiser versus Bruiser, early game fighting. Who's going to win and who's going to get their jungler there first to make them win?
Yeah, this is very interesting. We have a very strong 2v2 for as far as the jungle top synergy, as well as a lot of kill pressure just on their own in their own solo lane. So this is a lane where if someone gets ahead, they can take over the game and just be a huge nuisance the rest of the game and be so much stronger, and the other opponent just cannot deal with it and might be constantly getting dived, getting poked out, getting set back. So overall, we got some changes. We got some new champions coming in, which is very exciting. With the Alistar, we have the Camille, the Renekton, and I think we have to have our eyes on this top lane going into this game because that's got to be the exciting lane.
Agreed. I would say University of Ottawa has the late game scaling, but I am going to say they're not going to win this series. I think the momentum from University of California is so strong. They have the home field advantage. They didn't have to travel very far. The crowd has more people for them, and I'm just not seeing it on the faces as we see the player cams that Ottawa has gotten inspired in that short break to come back after that devastating loss last game. So for that reason alone, California is taking this game in my opinion.
I think that's a good prediction. I mean, that's definitely something, especially you have to consider at this level. This isn't the professional level yet. Trying to work their way there, but you're more prone to be tilted, or you're more prone to having the pressure on you that you might decide to, relieve a little bit of emotion in game or after the game. So you got to think: is that in their heads, or did they forget about game one? Do they just go on to game two? We'll find out very shortly. But overall, I mean, we have a bit of a different draft, and I most likely we will see that AP Varus actually come to appear with the Nashor's build, the Rage Blade, because of the lack of AP. That's what they look like they're going to be relying on as we see potentially another invade as we did last game.
But with that invade or that stacking, University of California did get a ward down on the red buff. And I'm saddened by the fact that Psychonics has decided to run teleport. I know that's what the Koreans did. I know it's been prevalent with Ezreal and Varus as a choice instead of Summoner Heal. But with all the poke from Morgana and Caitlyn, that is going to be a hard enough lane already. And the teleport has been something only played the last few months. You might have 50 games running on it. But a support and AD carry would have 1,000 games of running heal, and in this critical moment, I'd just go for comfort over the meta determined by a different region that you haven't played to the effectiveness anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point to touch on. And at the start of this game, we are going to see both red buffs being taken by the other opponent. But we're going to see Lotus kind of walk in here knowing that this might be happening. It's going to get smarted away, and they're going to go on with their clear. So both red buffs being taken away by the opposing jungler, and it looks like they're both going to go and just farm up and wait to the level 3 spikes.
This wave's coming in, but it looks like Psychonics and Lotus will be able to get it. Backpack fighting Desecration here.
Yeah, a little bit of damage, lots of poke coming through. Ultimately just trying to maybe set up the kill. Backpack does actually have the Corruption Potion start, so he should be fine. But he's taking a bit of damage. Nice trade coming out there by Desecration.
At this point, he's trying to trade his health for Desecration's mana, making it so the fights will be less effective later on. Remember, this is the change to the mages, where Doran's Ring no longer gives mana back on creep kills.
Yeah, we're going to see a bit of a gank here. Just going to poke out Nuke here. Just trying to put lots of pressure on him. He's going to be forced to back. And Bind's actually going to land here as with the trap. And this is going to be a stun coming up. This is going to be him going really low. Ignite ticking. Not sure if it's going to get him. Oh, just barely staying alive there. Extremely close, though.
If Youngbin can get here in time, that will be a very dead Psychonics, but not. So, interesting enough, Teleport is the right choice now for this fight, because he can get back so much sooner, full health. Heal wouldn't have done that for them.
Yeah, and this is going to be First Blood actually going over to Lawman right there. So this is just them walking up, Bloodwater just coming up, stunning him with the Morgana binding, and then chaining it with the Caitlyn traps to secure that First Blood right there. And now we might actually have a dive here. This is going to be a very tough spot here, and he's going to go down here. Caitlyn maybe picking up a second one, and this is not what you want to see if you're on Ottawa's team. You do not want to see your bot lane getting double First Blooded here, and along with the tower going down to half health, it makes it that much stronger. You have to look towards your top side now because your bot side is just in such a bad spot.
Yeah. Very much agreed. I don't know what Zeri was doing, but that's something that if it had happened in solo queue, I know that my lanes would be yelling, "Where was our jungler? Where was our jungler?" And looking at the CS, it's 24 CS to 23 CS, so apparently not doing enough.
Yeah, just so unfortunate here. You can see just the crit coming out there, going to secure it, and then they come through with the dive. Zeri is on the top side, getting the Scuttle Crab, not what you want to see, and obviously no summoners available for him to actually get out of this. Binding coming through, really nice by Budwater, and he's going to get out, and then that's both kills going over to Caitlyn, which means she's going to get a BF sword and boots coming back, and it's not even the 5-minute mark.
Yeah. That tower should be dead before the 7-minute mark. They can rotate, switch lanes up, continue to get more towers. There's an Ocean Drake to make their ability to stay out on the map even more effective if they choose to take that. At this point, Ottawa is hoping and trying to find the miracle play, and I just don't think they can get it. This is such a scary and difficult situation to be in, and nobody wants to go home on the first day of the tournament for them.
Absolutely not. I mean, you talk about this is something you're talking with your family and your friends about. Like, this is a big deal. But as we talk about this, we're actually going to see a bit of a gank going on Yogi. He does have the flash available. We're going to see the pillar maybe come out. He's going to hold it until he uses it. Pillar coming out. It's going to stop him. Flash is going to come through. They got what they wanted. Lots of pressure going on Yoke in there. Really well played. And I like Youngmin going up there and blowing the summoner. And he keeps going for those lane ganks, which is great to see.
And he's not needed bot lane with the double range versus single range, with the item discrepancy, a single dagger too.
Yeah, and we're actually going to see a flash engage. There's going to be Lama going to have to flash and heal out. Ignite's going to come through, but now we also have a fight going on to Backpack. Backpack coming really low. He's going to go down, but this might be a traded kill with the Ignite, so that's going to be a 1-for-1. This is just fights all over the map here. Zeri's just going to clean up the wave, and this is going to have to be their bot lane backing off here. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah, they have to give up this tower. It's even before the 7-minute mark. Lotus tried to make a big play. It was close, but Latman held his nerve. If I'm very much correct in remembering, Latman was one of the 80 carries who participated in the Scouting Grants back in November, a privilege given to the top 5 players in each rank in Challenger who are not already professional players. Trying to prove themselves, trying to get to the big stage. So he has so much more experience and knowledge for holding his nerve, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, and we're going to see a gank here. No flash at a Latman here. Maybe looking for one. Going to find it. So surprisingly enough, Zeri actually coming down to the bot side and going to find a kill just to try and relieve some pressure. However, I don't think it's going to do a whole lot. The CS lead is just still so much. And the XP lead is also just a huge discrepancy. So ultimately, at least it was good for Zeri to come down and find the opening, as they saw that they were over-aggressive with no summoners. But ultimately, this tower is still most likely going to be the first one going down.
I really hope to see Lotus and Psychonics go top lane. Captain Nuke has his teleport 20 seconds sooner than Jokin. If they lane swap right now and do a 4-man dive top lane, they can trade top tower for the bot that's already almost guaranteed to go down. This was a very good kill by Backpack, getting something back, getting his team mentally ready for more fights later on.
Yeah, and this one's definitely turned into a bit more of a brawl. A lot more early fights coming through, and I mean, you can kind of see it. Like, we're coming through, we have the Camille, we have the Renekton, we have a lot of champions that have really early skirmish power, and both of those top laners actually are going to be 6 now, which makes it that much more interesting for that kill pressure that's going to come through. But ultimately, it's all about this bot pressure right now, and it's all about this first turret.
Captain Nuke's TP just came off. He can get there before Jokin should the fight go out. Youngbin is close by, and
look
once
at the damage.
again,
Look at the trade come through there. Once the binding comes through, it's just so hard to deal with the Caitlyn trap into the net, into the headshots over and over again, and you can just see him get chunked out and almost go down. And now we're going to see a bit of a fight here. It's like Zeri's just going to put out some damage. Binding, I don't think is available just yet. Should be up now, though. It's going to land, and now the ultimate's going to whiff. There's going to be the Swain coming through. Going to find one. That's going to be one going down. Zeri in a tough spot, getting too over-aggressive again, and also blowing his flash there.
Yeah. Lotus would have had to start to charge his Hextech Black the second he got next to that wall. He did not. Youngbin's subjugation healed him up, and just it's continuing to look bad and worse for Ottawa at this point.
And now Backpack's in a tough spot here, going extremely low. Ultimate's going to come through, and wow, this is just an unbelievable game so far. We have kills across the ball lane, we have kills in the mid lane, and this is just looking more and more rough. And now Latman's moving towards the mid lane to get more damage going down on this turret.
We're already at 4,500 gold lead for University of California versus University of Ottawa.
Wow.
Ottawa. And here comes that Ocean Drake.
Yeah, Ocean Drag looks like it should be secured here. Don't see any reason for this going over to Ottawa. And this is just such a tough spot, man. You're down so much gold. You're coming off a very first rough game where you got blown out, you got out macroed, you got outplayed over and over and over again. You know, what does Ottawa do to recover here? You know, they're behind so much gold, they're not having any success, they're getting solo killed now. Like, what do you do to recover?
They need to be more coordinated in getting the quick kills before the other laners can collapse. They have to commit their summoners, they have to commit their ults, and they have to burst somebody down, and do that 2 or 3 times in a row.
And look at this. Zeri now, it's just getting too over-aggressive. Like, this is just like, it's almost at the point where it's like, is the game becoming out of reach? Is it over? You know, you talk about some of the ways they can come back into the game, but ultimately maybe a tilt's playing a big factor here.
Like I said, they have to burst the person, but to do that, they have to have 2 or 3 members all attacking one at the same time. Zeri did not have any backup there. He's got blood in the eyes, wants the kill, but it's not going to happen without his team, and he needs to follow the calls, or if he is the shot caller, he needs to not go unless his team is following his calls.
Yeah, and now Youngbin's now chasing him down, trying to see if he can find anything more. He's not going to find the kill just yet. Zeri now in another spot where he's constantly fighting, trying to kite back out. Youngbin just running out with a nick of health, but not going to go down. And just so much fighting going on this game over and over and over again. We have the Rift Herald also available on the map, and that's got to be what Iverd has their eyes on going forward here.
There is one thing right now. There's a very deep pink ward right in front of the red side red buff. If Jokin can get a TP, get a ult, get some CC, they might be able to get a quick double kill mid here, plus a tower. They'll sacrifice some lanes pressure elsewhere, but I think it would be the best play they can hope for. But that ward has been cleared out. They can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did somebody clear it, or they just end up placing it down? I'm not sure what happened there. I think if they ended up placing another pink ward down, they should have left that up, because that's got to be their only way back into this game is a TP flank coming out of Jokin. He has the Sheen, hasn't necessarily hit the Triforce spike yet, but you're just running out of options, and as another turret goes down, the goal lead just keeps increasing and increasing.
I said earlier that University of Ottawa has the late game, and it's still true, they do. But that late game is so far away at this point, the 40-minute mark at least, and if they don't compose themselves, they will not make it there. They're going to have to turtle so hard, but with that Rift Herald still up, they can wait to take it at the 19-minute mark, take the Baron right after, do a Baron Rift Herald push together, and I don't think the University of Ottawa could challenge that in any way, shape, or form, should that be the play and the macro calls made by California at this time.
Yeah, it's just extremely hard right now for them to basically do anything. It's like the only way you really find yourself back into this game is maybe finding picks or maybe at least working together and having a numbers advantage. But it just seems like it's them getting picked. It seems like it's them getting out rotated, them getting pushed out of their lane, and there's nothing they can ultimately do. And if they do secure this Rift Herald, that could be 1-2 towers going down as well as multiple kills. And now Renekton actually maybe in a tough spot here. Nuke trying to get out. It's going to flash away. Should be okay. But it looks like they're going to have their eyes on mid because they did show bottom.
It's possible they still have both ultimates from Psychonic and Lotus that they can hold this. Zeri's coming in close. And very well done by University of Ottawa, calming down, trying to turtle. Maybe California could be pressing harder, but right now, this is what you want. As long as you can fight close to tower and get some waves, hope for this for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just try and stall out. That's all you really can do. It's all you can hope for is that they decide to make. Hopefully, that Ivern makes some bad decisions. That's really all you can play off of right now. And now there's no flash available on Nuke. Ultimate is going to be used here, but we're going to see the TP come through as well. But Zera's going to try and do as much damage as he possibly can. But here comes Desecration trying to put out. He's not going to find anything on the pole. But now they're going to be trying to kite out Zeri in a tough spot here. Flash is going to come through, though. This is going to be the flash from Zeri. This is going to be Desecration still chasing. This is going to be the Camille trying to get out. But this is going to be such a tough spot. Zeri going down. But as we talk about that, we're also going to see Lotus going down now. And this is a pick that they decided to go for. They wanted to go for the Alistar into this Caitlyn Morgana lane. And it is basically just completely turned for the worse now. And now Desecration may be looking for another here on Yokun, but he's going to get out. And man, oh man, there's just nothing that Ottawa is able to do right now. They're just getting kill after kill. They're going down, and there's nothing they can really do. It's like, well, how do you respond? Is the game over? And back now looks like another one that might go down.
When you're mid laner gets soloed by the enemy jungler, it's just a rough spot to be in. That Rift Herald has been picked up already. They won't be able to use it with a 20-minute Baron, but they still can get plenty with it. The Morgana is continually getting bindings over and over again. Blood in the Water is a very effective name at this point with 6 kill participation. And Latman having probably about 2,000 gold right now in inventory, can probably go back and finish Berserker Greaves, finish Infinity Edge, whatever he wants, to continue to punish this game and use his power spikes that he is hitting sooner than Psychonics.
Yeah, and we're going to see the replay here come through. Desecration, obviously, so far ahead. Also has the 11 ulti, level 11 ulti. And you can just see the amount of damage coming out here. Going to land the pull them back. Nothing there you can do. And then on top of that, you just have so much damage from Lotus. Lotus also really late on the ultimate there. Could have popped it way earlier, but did not show the respect from the binding or the trap. And then he goes down. And that's also a dragon secured by Ivern. And this is just getting out of hand.
So Zeri and Yolkin, I feel if they had both committed their flashes, could have killed Captain Nuke. The one difficult thing with Graves is that his bullets can be body blocked, but if he had flashed over the Swain to get next to Renekton, with the Camille also flashing, they could have got that kill and possibly fought their way out from Desecration. Instead, they flashed to try to save themselves, and they just get run down. It was very sad. This is just a lack of communication and teamwork from University of Ottawa at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely a lack of teamwork, and maybe it's getting outmatched in the lanes as well. You know, we've seen some solo kills come through this game. The bottom lane also just getting 2v2'd, and then the jungler coming down to get the second kill. I mean, like, it's just maybe getting outmatched. It's just nothing they can do now. And if you look at the gold lead, it's just ridiculous. It's 10K gold lead at 17 minutes. It's like, it is almost unheard of to come back from here. Not impossible, but the way that Ottawa's playing right now, I don't see how they come back into this game. And as the Rifttrailers use top, this should just be another tier 2 going down potentially.
I want to quickly talk about something people might have not have thought of so much. Oh, fight coming on.
Fight coming up here. Zeri trying to go forward here. Not going to find anything just yet. Just going to walk back out as the Rifttrail puts lots of damage on the tier 2. But now we're going to see the binding. Nice side step by Zeri not to get stunned up there. That could have went really bad. But on top of that, they lose the mid tier 2 as the tier 2 top lane also gets down to quarter health. And this is just out pressured, out pressured, out pressured. It's the same story as last game. Just a blow. Nothing they can do as another tier 2 looks to be going down, as well as one which is secure top. But now we're going to see a tough spot here for Desecration. TP's going to come through. Ulti's also going to come out. I think the TP's most likely going to be canceled here. OBD's going to continue it, and they're going to pop the ulti. Going to be looking for more. They're going to be 4-on-2 here. This is going to be Youngbin joining the fight now to see if he can find anything, but this is going to be Jokin getting popped right away, and this is more damage coming through. They're going to find one on Turbo next, and Lotus trying to flash out to see if he can get away. But this is going to be their Relia going down next. Youngbin looking for more. Flash coming through for Latman. Going to find 2. Looking for the last one. Zeri's going to be the last one alive, looking to finish him off. Going to be the stun coming through, and that's going to be a pentakill right there by Latman. That's what you want to see. That is exactly what you want to see as they try to close this game out, or maybe just take an inhibitor and back off.
Very well played by University of California. They were only able to do that because they were already 10,000 gold lead ahead, but still, it's fun to make those plays. It's fun to get a pentakill, and I want to talk about I mentioned earlier scouting grounds and how that is a way for young players to go and get into the professional siege scene with the rest of the players like Double Lift and Afromu and Forbidden. But something else to consider, you're not allowed to play in the LCS until you have finished high school or the equivalent in your nation of origin, or you're over the age of 18.
Yeah, just because you out there, we are going to see a pick actually on to Captain Nuke there, so maybe overextending a bit. Getting too over aggressive, maybe just getting too trigger happy with the lead that they have here. Ottawa not quitting just yet, potentially. You know, still trying to show that they have some life, but the gold lead says otherwise for them. There's not much they can do. They're behind way too many items. I don't see how they come back to this game. And now that the Baron is on the table, this is where things are going to go really bad unless Zeri can get some kind of a miracle steal.
It is possible. Grace has a large burst damage, but we also have a stopwatch in both Swain's and Morgana's inventory. So the outplay potential with the gold lead is so incredibly high right now for University of California. Once again, we've stated it many times, I don't see University of Ottawa coming back at this point.
Yeah, this is so tough. And now we're going to see a fight going on to Lotus. Lotus is going to get stunned up here. He's going to get taken down. Another kill going over to Latman. Now currently 10-1. This is just something you cannot deal with. The Caitlyn is way too far ahead. 3 items at 21 minutes, working on her 4th. And now they have their eyes on the Baron. Zeri is up, however, is level 11, so is down a level to the smite difference. But they're going to turn. They're going to look onto Zeri now. Zeri's going to try and ult out, but he's going to get flashed. He's going to try and get away, but there's Swain to clean that up. Now Jokin's going to be the next target. Jokin's not going to be able to get out of this one. He's going to go down next, and now they are going to turn onto the Baron. And I don't see, as we see actually in the bot lane, the turret or the minions are actually hitting the turret right now, and looks like they're looking for another pick on the backpack. Backpack's going to try and flash out, but he's going to go down, and this is just a mess. This is just like a solo queue mess right now, as the Baron should be secured right here with no problems whatsoever. And this has just got to be the game. You know, maybe potentially hitting 20K gold lead here before they secure this Baron.
Yes, very, very disappointing. Heartbreaking for these players from Canada. They put up a great showing to get here, beat out many good teams, but here on the stage, on the day, they have been outperformed by University of California Ivern. And what I was trying to say earlier about professional players and how it was in the past that you just got noticed in solo queue and eventually became part of a team, with the college league becoming so big and getting names for themselves, these players have an opportunity to go there and live a dream that they might have had for the last 3 or 4 years as League of Legends has continued to get bigger and bigger around the world. Something that many people might not know, there is a competition called the Asian Games. It is admitted by the Olympic Committee itself to be the second biggest international competition in the world. So a gold at the Asian Games, which happens only once every 4 years, is only beaten out by a gold at the Olympics. The Asian Games have accepted League of Legends into their tournament this year, and we will get to see those in August be played out.
Yeah. And now we're going to see a fight break out here. This is going to be one going down. Youngman going down instantly. And this is going to be Nuke, a little bit disarmed here. But on top of that, we also have Jokin going down next. And this is going to be more Nuke trying to flash out. Not going to go down just yet. But he's going to be in a tough spot now. And now we're going to have Labman, who's just going to be frontline. And there's nothing they can do. He is just so incredibly strong right now. So far ahead. And Nuke's actually going to get a 1v2 right there with Renekton as Labman cleans up another one. Last one alive is going to be Psychotic, but he's going to go down. Nothing he can do. And this should be the turret going down next. The Nexus going to be going down very shortly here. Incredible play right here by Ivern. They played extremely well, outdrafted, outperformed, and this looks like they're just going for even more right now as Latman gets another one to add to his KDA right there. 13-1 for the ending score, and the Nexus is going to be going down, and Ivern secures the series.
Very, very well done by Ivern. With such dominant wins, do we consider them to be the favorites for the tournament as a whole now? We have Illinois and we have Columbia. Columbia also showed a very dominant win over University of Texas Dallas, but Illinois beat out the #1 seed. I am so excited for the semifinals that will be starting on Saturday, but we still have one more series, one more best of 3 for the end of the day. And just finishing my thought on the Asian Games, we will most likely see the professional players from the LCS teams go to, sorry, not for North America, but what I was trying to get at is there is so many opportunities for these players around the world to live this dream as this sport continues to get bigger and bigger and recognized more and more, and even the universities giving more and more support to these players.
Absolutely. And it's got to be such a good feeling and just such relief to know that you got past the first round. You know, it really sucks traveling across, not so much for them, but, you know, it sucks for the people from Canada there. It sucks so much from the people from Ottawa to come out here and then lose in the first round. But it's got to feel really good to know that you get past the first round. Ivern going to the semifinals, and we will have their series coming up very shortly. Great games out of them, and cannot wait to see what the next series has for us.
Thank you so much for your views. Leave comments and suggestions in the bottom, and we will get the next series underway very shortly. Thank you, and goodbye for now.
Bye, guys.